Do you want to know if this bike is perfect for your child? You came to the right place. You're watching StackBMX.com's YouTube channel. Today, we're going to do an explain and review on the 18-inch Elite Pee-wee BMX bike. Yeah, check this thing out. This is pretty dope. On our channel, we always tell you everything about the bicycles, parts, from what colors they come in to how they're made, all the parts on the bikes, everything you need to know about the parts. And yeah, let's kick it off and start this new video. So like we always like to do, we start from the front and we work our way to the back. So let's hit it. These come with a basic ribbed grip on here. Has a pretty basic bar end. Going to the lever, it has an alloy brake lever. These brake levers are cool because it actually has a clamp, so you can remove the brake lever without having to do anything with your grip. If you ride brakeless, this is perfect for something like that. Going to the lever, since it's alloy, it also has this little thread right here. What it does is if you thread it in more, it pushes the lever out or lever in, and it makes it easier for little guys to get their fingers on it and hit the brakes. So I think that's pretty cool. It also comes with some 4-piece bars. These bars look pretty cool because the crossbar is welded down pretty far, and it just gives it a unique style. Going to the stem, it has a pretty short drop forged stem. Got chrome bolts all the way around, even on the side. Has a little cutout to keep it light. You got a 5mm bolt on the fork. Got a little button cap right here to hide it. You got an integrated headset, just like the big bikes, 20-inch bikes. All the aftermarket sick bikes come with this style head tube because the headset doesn't come loose. You don't have to tighten it up. It doesn't flare out. It's just so many pluses about it. Just a no-brainer to have this style headset on your bike. Going to the front, it's got this little front plate. Let me show you. Let's see, I'll pull it off. This thing has a little plastic on it. Make sure you take it off. It has a cool brushed aluminum look on it. Also, this bike comes with gyro tab mounts. So it has one threaded hole and one unthreaded one, so that you could put gyro tabs on here and put a gyro on this bike if you like. Going down to the fork, it's got a tapered fork that's chrome plated. Has a cap on the bottom just like the bigger bikes, and it's got a 2-piece welded dropout, which makes it a little bit over 5mm thick. Going to the tires, these things are a unique 18-inch white wall, and it has a pretty similar tread to like the Mission Tracker tires. So it's definitely a big fat tire, 2.4. Let me just make sure. Yep, it is 18 by 2.4. I don't know if there's a double wall or single wall wheel, but I'll check it out and let you know in the comments what wall this rim is. Got stainless steel spokes, 32, I believe. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 28 hole front wheel with an alloy hub and sealed bearings. So sealed bearings are precision sealed. Basically are just the best bearings you can get for your hub, and it just keeps the wheels from blowing up. Also has an long chromoly axle, so if you want to put pegs on it, you can put pegs on it, no problem. Going to the frame is a high tensile steel frame, pretty solid looking frame. Just got exactly what you need to get started riding BMX. It's got a really long gusset down here to keep this thing from breaking. Got a crazy paint job on here, but this bike comes in multiple different colors. Definitely black, different kinds of reds, blues, stuff like that. If you want to know the colors that are available, definitely go to our website right there and see what colors are available at this time. Has a brake stop right here and a cable guide right here, making it nice and clean brake setup. It has alloy 990 brakes. Going down to the bottom bracket, it has mid-bottom bracket, just like the big bikes, just like the pro bikes. Definitely way better, way easier to install. Here's a little crazy thing we noticed when we started building up these bikes recently is that these bikes come with a better crank on here. So let's talk about this chain and we'll talk about that in a sec. This got your basic KMC S1 chain to keep you rolling. This got an alloy sprocket with tapered teeth on there to allow the chain to drop on there a lot better and just make a smoother ride. Going to the plastic pedals, they have some large platform style pedals with some pretty big pins on it. Great pedal to get you rolling. Going to the cranks, this is what's crazy, is that these bikes have a 48 spline 3-piece crank on here. So there's no pinch bolt on here. These are a higher end crank, so they're gonna definitely last longer. These cranks are 152 millimeters long, so from the center here to the center here, 152, relatively short for most bikes, but for 18-inch bikes, it's a really nice size. I think you'll love it. Going to the seat, it's got a combo elite seat with the crown on the top of it. This seat is actually really soft, mainly because the actual cushion inside is really soft. So I think that's really nice. I think kids will love it. Also too, notice the angle of the seat is slightly up. It's not too crazy. Pretty much how BMXers want to have their seat. So I think that's pretty nice. The seat is also triple stitch, so it's gonna be hard for that thing to tear. Definitely awesome to doing that. Going to the back tire is the same as a front tire, as well as the rim, spokes, and the hub's a little bit different. But all these bikes come with rear pegs, steel pegs, so you could either stand on them or grind with them, whatever you like to do. But going to the rear hub, this thing has a super dope alloy hub and fully sealed rear hub, 9-tooth driver on it with a 14 millimeter axle. So if you look at this bike and you have a child that is between, I would say, 5 and 8 years old, 5 if they're tall, 8 if they're short for their age, this bike will be perfect for them. If you're not too sure if this is the right bicycle for your child and you're stuck in between a 16, an 18, and a 20, all I gotta say is, dude, you're the man of the house. Use your fucking balls and just pick one. So to help you pick one is, if your kid is short for his age and the bike's a little big for him, know that you want the kid to grow into it. But the problem is, it's going to be difficult for him to ride. For me, for my kids, anybody else that's trying to excel in BMX, I always suggest buying them a smaller bike, eating the cost, selling the bike later, and looking at the money that you spent as renting the bike. Because the kid's going to keep growing, he's not going to slow down, and you're going to keep jumping between bikes. But if you keep setting him up for failure on a bike that's too big for him, he's not going to have fun with it. He's going to put it to the side, leave it in the garage, never do tricks, and resent you forever. So get him a little bit smaller bike so he can trick, he could have some fun. You may not like the way it looks, but if he's having fun, he's going to keep doing it. And eventually he's going to grow big enough to ride that 20-inch, and you could get him the correct size top tube. But from my recommendation is definitely buy him a smaller bike if you want him to shred. If you're more worried about your dollar lasting, buy him a little bit bigger bike, put some training wheels on it or something like that so that he could ride it longer. But from my experience, the smaller bikes help them shred more. So I hope this helped you guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this bike, go pick it up from Stack BMX. Peace out.